When you educate a girl child, you educate a village. Linda Lockhart gave up her high-flying job to do exactly that, and beneficiaries of her global Give Back Circle are now in the hundreds, with most right here in Kenya.
Gladys Gishanja met up with her during her recent visit to Kenya and brings us a story of passion, mentorship for the girl child on this week's Women in Power as the world prepares to mark the International Day of the Girl Child tomorrow.
Kupewa few cows, instead wakapeana more cows for your education.
When we met Linda Lockhart at her hotel room a week ago, she could not hide the joy she had in being back where her dream first took root. The career financial consultant envisioned the Global Give Back Circle in 2005 when the reality of the inequities of women and girls hit home.
2005 in Istanbul, Turkey. When I was in the Four Seasons Hotel, having room service, preparing for a meeting, I saw President Bill Clinton on CNN Live talking to Larry King. And he talked about this Clinton Global Initiative that he was about to start, and the fact that anyone, no matter who you were, can do something to give back. Well, one thing I knew I was good at, and that was mentoring, because I mentored a lot of young women that worked with me. I also had amazing mentors in my life. And I took his call to action seriously, and I called 9 girlfriends in probably 9 different countries, and I said, I have an idea. I would like to start a mentoring program in Kenya, because I was touched by Kenya when I came here to visit. Are you in? And they said, we're in, but what is it? And I said, you know what, we'll figure it out.
In 2006, Linda got herself to Kenya and searched the internet for names of high schools for disadvantaged girls. Starehe Girls Center, St. Martin's School for Girls in Kibagare, and Blessed Generation in Ruiru came up. She then sold her idea to the principals of these schools, and Global Give Back Circle was officially born with only 10 girls.
2006, 10 girls. 2015, 700 girls. Wow. It's pretty exciting. Those first 10 girls that we started with in 2006, I have a picture that I keep in my apartment in New York City. I now am back in the States, so I'm no longer living in Paris. And it's a picture of those 10 girls. And it's a picture that reminds me of how a passion can grow if you stick with it. And what I love is those faces of those 10 girls and where they are today and what they're doing today. You know, I see Mary, and Mary now is up in Dubai and working on her MBA, and she was a Clinton Scholar at the American University of Dubai. Edna is now running the Global Give Back Circle here in Kenya. Vera is working for KPMG. Joyce is working for Deloitte. So I look at those 10 girls, and they're, at that time, they were orphaned and vulnerable girls. That was the description.
10 years later, mentorship is still a critical part of the Global Give Back Circle that encourages people to invest in it by walking the journey with the girls from start to finish. This has helped sustain the program and also teach the girls on how to pay it forward.
So to have a structured process in place of mentorship, that's what makes it work. And I'm a strong believer that the reason the girls in our program successfully make this transition is not just the scholarship part of it. It's because there is one woman who is holding their hand through this process and helping them not slip through the cracks. And when I look up the word empowerment in the dictionary, I don't know if you've ever tried to look it up, it says to be empowered. Well, what does that mean? How do we empower people? But there was a paper written by the Harvard Business Review, and it said, we become empowered every time we implement something successfully. The Give Back commitment is a project plan. And every year, those girls implement it successfully. Those Form 1s at Starehe Girls Center implement it successfully. By the time they are in university, they've done 8 Give Back projects. They become empowered.
Coming up with the idea of mentoring and educating a girl child on a continent where there's still a mentality of boys being more worthy of education than girls, Linda and her team have had to crack through some major obstacles.
Getting them to believe that they're good in math, science, and technology, getting them to embrace it. So I'm not sure if you know this, but a critical part of our program is every girl goes to an ICT course that is 6 to 8 months. And that's that gap period between finishing Form 4 and going off to university and college for the simple reason that you mentioned. I think of it as a finishing school, an empowerment program, 21st century skills. But when she's done with that, she really gets it, that if she loves IT, she loves it. She can do science. She can do math.
The Global Ggbc Circle, which runs on donor funds from partners across the world, both in government and private sector, has now spread out to other countries, including South Africa, China, and India, and it boasts of hundreds of beneficiaries and mentors who have come on board to give back of their time and skills. This was evident at the Global Ggbc Circle parade held in Karura Forest that saw another batch of girls graduate from the program. The proceeds of this parade will go to making sure that girls in West Pokot finish their education till the university level. The Global Ggbc Circle has also partnered with the recently launched initiative by First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama, Let Girls Learn, that seeks to reach out to the 62 million girls in the world that do not have access to education. For Women in Power, I'm Gladys Gashanja.
Wazazi walikataa kupewa few cows, instead wakapeana more cows for your education.
Amazing reporting there. That, of course, Wezesha Dada campaign is by Half the Sky Movement. It's a book written by Cheryl Woodan and Nicholas Kristof about what women go through, at least half the world population, in terms of rights.